Because this looks like.
Welcome in to the couple of you that have joined us. I apologize for the inconvenience of us starting halfway through the first half, as once again we had a little technical issue, a little Wi-Fi issue. Had to go retrieve another part, so always fun. In fact, the score is 1-1, so I will get that adjusted for everyone at home.
Here, I'll take a picture.
Yeah, yeah, finally got it.
20 minutes, 10 minutes. So you'll have to touch the screen every 10 minutes. Do you have a copy?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we've now solved all of our issues, we will head now to a throw-in deep into Hastings territory, as they will then boot it out right to Trikel. Trikel misses a touch, and Hastings will go the other way. O'Brien quickly, though, with the header to turn it back to Drost. Drost will play it up to number 20, Calvin McKinney. Drost will turn around, play it to Zhang. Zhang will look to McKinney in the middle, who looks for Mosier, and Mosier loses out of bounds, so Hastings will play it up forward before being headed back to Kyers. Ball is played back to Trikel. Trikel will take his time, play it back into space, looking up for what looks like Drost. Drost will play
Good
to
through ball
Mosier.
to
Good
Connor.
ball. And Mosier
Good
with the
goal.
finish. As we get up and running, Connor Mosier will score for White Bear Lake. And White Bear Lake will take a 2-1 lead. As early on, we've had some quick scoring. Good ball played through to Mosier once again, as Mosier will get in there. Ball played back, and then a horrible missed touch there from O'Brien of Hastings. And now White Bear Lake will pressure the other way. McKinney will look up and can't find his target. To number 6, it looks like it's Caleb Anderson that is on the pitch for White Bear Lake. Usually a JV squad member. Looks like he was called up for action today. And so a goal kick from White Bear Lake. Number 22, sophomore defender Jackson Reentz will boot it up instead. He'll look for his captain, O'Brien. Will get his thigh on it, play it up. Peschman will take it over to McKinney. McKinney will play into space, plays it out to his left-hand side. McKinney back with the ball. And then off of the left back. So Hastings will have a throw-in.
And it has been a very interesting game so far. We've got 2 open goals and a head injury.
So it looks like Colin Thompson will play it back in. Looks to play it. It looked like it was Kyrie's on the play, but he will end up picking up a foul, resulting in a free kick about midfield for Hastings. Ball played in by Hastings right into the box. Drost will safely head it out. And now McKinney will look up to Anderson before being played out of bounds by McCullen O'Brien of Hastings. So Thompson will look here to throw it back into play. He'll look right to Drost, right in the middle. Drost can't get his foot on it though. And instead, ball will wind up onto the feet of Trico. Trico looking for help. He'll go back up to McKinney. McKinney will look to make a rush. Play it back over to Drost. Drost will turn around. He'll play it back to O'Brien. O'Brien goes to his right-hand side to Zhang, who will make a run up the sideline. Play into space. He's still on it before finally being taken off the ball. Drost will play it down, but a foul has been called on White Bear Lake.
And the refs today kind of seem to be calling everything they possibly can.
So Hastings will play it back up. And Peshaman will look to head it out. Green's now on the ball. He'll look to play it up the sideline. Taken away by number 23, Benjamin Watson, before being played out of bounds. And Zhang will look to throw it in, and the ref says, let's make the sub first. And it looks like number 26, Augustus Bloomquist,
Entering the match for White Bear Lake, number 26, Augustus Bloomquist.
He will make his varsity debut as the ball is headed out, resulting in another throw-in that Zhang will handle. Zhang will play it in, looking for Peshman, goes off his thigh. He gets fouled though from behind, resulting in a free kick on the right-hand side. And O'Brien will look to use his left boot. Looks to set it in the box as White Bear Lake looks to set it up. And he'll set it in and takes a little curve. Finds the foot of the defender and instead will be a throw-in deeper into territory, but a great cross-in from Nicky O'Brien, resulting in a possible opportunity for White Bear Lake to make this a 3-1 score. Zhang will play up to Kyrie's. Now Nicky O'Brien will play it on, and he'll play it up there, but it'll be safely taken care of by the goalkeeper, number 1, Carter Ham. Or Holm, excuse me. And Hastings will now bring the ball down, and they'll look to make a rush before tackle there from Thompson. Slow play down, they'll have to turn around, but Hastings still on the ball before it's being taken away from Peshman. Zhang will now play it up. He looks over. Peshman will give it to Watson. Watson turning around, looking for an option. Drost behind him. Drost will play it back to Watson. Watson will let it go between his legs before booting it up to Anderson. Anderson will play it out to the left-hand side.
On the back post.
And Thompson could not get the cross in. It's deflected out of bounds, resulting in a throw-in that Thompson will take care of.
Entering the match for Hastings, number 10, Colby Donnelly. Number 16, Riley Stewart. And number 17, Tony Lau. Is that the rule? Or an ambulance?
So Thompson will throw it into the box before it becomes played out. Dross looks to play it as he shields the ball, and it'll end up resulting in a foul. So White Bear Lake now a free kick just outside of the 20 on the far side. As O'Brien will just casually bring it to the spot where it looks like he will be taking the kick instead of Thompson. As they will this time line up on the other side of the box, and O'Brien's going to go for goal. And this one sails way far wide.
They're really trying to test this goalkeeper today. He's made a couple of rookie mistakes out there. Nick's tested him a couple times from distance, and that last goal came from a fumble from the keeper, so why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. White Bear Lake trying to mount this lead even more. As the ball will be played in. O'Brien will now be on it. Poor touch, though, as he tries to recover, and he will. Dross will turn around and play it back to Bloomquist. Bloomquist, oh, poor ball. Hastings now with the rush on the far side, and Bloomquist will recover after not being able to take the pressure, and White Bear Lake escapes a possibly dangerous opportunity there. Pesherman making some moves.
He should look to switch the field.
Drost will send it in. And he's got, it looks like it was Charlie Olsen who tried to flick it over the goalkeeper. And instead it'll go just right of it. As an opportunity arose, as Drost connected with Olsen past the defensive line, and instead it will result in a goal kick for Hastings.
Yep. And his first touch has kind of let him down there. But love the idea.
Ball gets trapped down before White Bear Lake will take it, and once again Dross will turn around, give it to O'Brien. O'Brien will play it to the right of him to Bloomquist, who a poor pass that will result out of bounds and maybe some pressure on Bloomquist. Here as he sees, at least for our viewership, his first opportunity on the varsity squad from JV. A couple JV guys making their names known, especially Bloomquist now, and Anderson has played a fair amount of this game so far.
Which is kind of nice to see that Gen D and the coaching staff are starting to call up players from JV.
Yeah, you know, letting some of these starters know too. Every week you gotta earn it.
Yep. Something different in the White Bear program. They're not really known for calling up JV players.
Caleb Anderson, the younger brother of former players Kayla Anderson from the girls squad and Micah Anderson. And a throw-in will result. The ball heading into the middle in a dangerous area, blocked though by O'Brien. As he'll block the shot, Hastings still trying to mount pressure. Anderson gets it out. He looks to make a run, then slips. Thompson will head it back up. Anderson passes it to McKinney, who will play it up right to the defender. And the ball is played in. O'Brien Has a couple steps on him, and he'll just boot it out. And the ball is played out, and Zhang will quickly throw it in, looking for Olsen before it gets booted out by Reens. Zhang will look to quickly play it in. He's looking for Olsen. Olsen will let the ball drop before heading it, and Reens will easily get there.
And Zhang is one of those players that's always going to be kind of pushing the pace of the game. When it's starting to slow down, you always see him getting that ball back in play quick, pushing the tempo. Always kind of nice to see out of one of your more senior players on the team.
So with that, O'Brien will boot it in, and he has got some nice curl. And he has really been liking that free kick area here on the near side. As the ball goes in, and this time just inches wide of the inside of the post. And so O'Brien with a couple free kicks here on this left-hand side. That is putting a little bit of pressure and making some Hastings players and parents hold their breath, and a poor clearance before finally being cleared out. That ball was a line drive.
Now, if I am one of the players on the field, I'd be telling the ref to let them play a little bit more. Play through that contact a little bit. They don't need to call it every time.
So the ball will land on Olsen's feet as he will look to play back. Pressure from O'Brien, but he will cross it anyway as he looks to find the feet of Anderson.
And offsides.
So indeed, Anderson in an offside position. So it'll result in a free kick for Hastings. Ball will be played in here. It's deflected back, and the ball looks to find Dross. Dross will leave it for Zhang. Zhang will dribble up the middle. He'll make a run, looks for Olsen. Olsen kind of stationary, will end up losing the ball, and now Hastings looks to go the other way. Adjusted down, and now nobody really having clear possession. Anderson will finally bring it back to Thompson, and White Bear Lake will slow it down a little bit. Blomquist with a little light touch over to O'Brien. O'Brien will play it out wide to Zhang. Zhang into space. Peshman looks to make a move. It doesn't work. And Hastings now will control. Before being booted up, looking for Olsen. Peshman also trying to make an attempt, but the ball well far out of play as Hastings will get the throw in here with under 2 minutes left to go here in the opening half. White Bear Lake leading Hastings 2-1. Ball over the head of Zhang, and O'Brien will boot it up. Zhang will play it into Drost. Drost looks to curl it into Anderson. It gets booted out. Can't find Anderson's foot. But Zhang will still end up with the ball. Makes a nice turn before being taken off of it by Beal. As the ball finds its way back to Blomquist. He'll play it out wide to Thompson. Thompson will just play it up the line to Anderson. Anderson gives an outside of the foot touch to McKinney. McKinney back into space. Drost all the time in the world. He'll play it over to Zhang. Pressure starting to come from the defense of Hastings.
Good ball.
Played up to Olsen. He just can't get a clean touch. McKinney will play it up into the box, looking for Anderson, and Anderson just can't get a foot on it before it's being cleared out. And so Thompson looking to make a last second push here. Is just 15 seconds to go. Clock's a little off for us, and it's off the head of Anderson. before being booted out, and that should surely finish the half as the clock has officially expired with White Bear Lake leading a score of 2-1 to Hastings, as White Bear Lake coming from behind here to take the lead at halftime. And we will be back with you shortly. Hope you enjoy this one today. Hope you enjoy your nice Saturday afternoon here on a day of remembrance. And we will tune back in here shortly as we head to half. Welcome back to the Horn as we get ready to kick off the second half of action between White Bear Lake and Hastings. White Bear Lake leads the Raiders 2-1. As Josh, what did you see in the first half that you really liked or impressed you from White Bear Lake?
Well, they're finishing their chances today. They've had a couple chances and they took them. The goalkeeper for Hastings isn't very strong today. I think they saw that early in the game because Nicky's been testing them from distance, and they've been crashing the box anytime they take a shot. So that's always good to see.
So White Bear Lake now will look to win the ball back as Hastings had a throw in, and McKinney will do just that before Thompson turns the ball over. As the ball will end up finding the feet of Zhang. Zhang will play it smartly across to Thompson. Thompson will turn, and Trico will one time just send it up down the near side looking for Rogers, who looked to make that run, but not enough speed and distance to cover the ball from going out of bounds, and instead Hastings will throw it back into play as Dross right there for a header. But the bounce off the turf too high for Rogers, and the throw will just end up being turned over, and Trico trouble getting the ball in his feet and will turn it over. Christensen will safely regroup as the ball played too far for any immediate pressure from Hastings. And now a mistouch from Thompson will result in a throw-in as Katuria Pigne will throw it in before immediately being booted out, and he'll have to rethrow. White Bear Lake, for the most part, playing a solid game. Just one crucial mistake costing them their lone goal given up for the day, but they've put some good pressure on, which has resulted in a 2-1 lead. And speaking of pressure, White Bear Lake is looking to make a run.
Post.
Mosier with a run up the left-hand side. He'll play it to Wallach. Wallach takes a touch. He's going to take a strike, and the strike is way wide of the goal.
And Gavin just needs to get over the ball when he's taking a shot. He's leaning back too much on most of his shots this year so far, but once he gets that first long shot of the year, see him start putting those in the back of the net.
So White Bear Lake with a chance. That ends up going way wide, results in a goal kick for the Raiders. And ball will be played in. They can't get a touch on it. Instead, it'll find O'Brien. Ball just sent down to the far side, and Raiders looking to make an immediate attack, and a cross ends up going far directly behind the netminer's net. So Nicky O'Brien will now end up taking the goal kick for Kyle Christensen, as he'll send it down looking for carries, but too far, and so ball will be played all the way down to home on the other side, and he'll look to play it up, but this ball goes into the space where nobody is, and White Bear Lake will have a throw in.
And I think if you're Gendy, you need to be looking at that goalkeeper. He is not confident in his box tonight. Look to force some issues on him.
And so the ball goes the other way. Raiders look to make a run before sending a ball over. The Trico will pick up. He looks to fight off. Great fight from Schock.
Great high press from Hastings. That has been impressive all day. It's just their final passing in the final third has let them down.
And a foul here on Wallach as he flips over his palms, questioning the call. You know, a clear clip on him, and so Hastings will have a free kick in a somewhat dangerous area.
And that is not a place you want to follow if you're a White Bear. You never want to concede a set piece right outside of your box.
You just have to hope that
It was kind of an unnecessary challenge. He's already running the ball out of play.
And so a free kick will begin in a little stutter step fake, and he is having trouble playing it in before finally playing it in. Found a head.
Great look from Hastings.
Found a head. But instead of going down, the ball went up, and it sails through the goalpost.
And look for Gavin's speed here. Big touches.
Rogers still on it. Looks to make a move. He's going to take a shot.
And again.
Wow. Missed handball there from the ref. Zhang will look to play it in. A sliding shot, but just an interesting and shocking turn of events here. Rogers with what didn't seem to be that difficult of a shot ended up being difficult for home to handle. And so White Bear Lake almost had a chance to get a head on it or a boot for basically a wide open goal net and then a potential handball.
And it does look like the ball did hit the player in the hand, but you got to remember, as long as it wasn't an intentional hand, then there shouldn't be a call. And I think the ref may have been right there.
Do those rules still apply in high school as they do?
Yes, they should.
All right, I did not know that. So this is why we have Josh here. Josh knows more rules than I do. I just talk about what's happening, and what's happening right now is Hastings gets another throw in as they look to push it up from their own end and try to move it forward. Ball too far for his teammate Lau, and out of bounds. The ball will travel, so Thompson will throw it in as he looks for a run from Karras. Instead, he'll find the feet of Rogers. Rogers takes a touch, shields the ball. Thompson boots it up, looking for Karras. Karras will win the ball. Looks to play it back.
Good individual play.
And Rogers just couldn't get through, and now a penalty.
And sometimes you just got to laugh at high school calls, I got to say. But White Bear's going to get another chance here to put another goal on the board.
So a clear penalty not being called a penalty, and I don't think Josh and I exactly saw what the call was. I didn't see anything.
Maybe the ref wants to call it for the questionable handball, but that was a pretty weak call in the box.
Nonetheless, the Bears will have an opportunity here to make it 3-1 and expand their lead to 2. After the last game too, I was able to figure out the Zoom. So we now will be able to zoom in. I apologize to whoever commented. Anyway, here goes Rogers. Rogers will take a shot and score. A beautifully placed PK to the right of the goalkeeper at home. Frustrated, will pound the post a few times, and White Bear Lake will take a 3-1 lead here against Hastings on this Saturday afternoon. So Rogers will score his second goal of the game. And so Hastings now will start the ball, and they'll play it right back to home, and he'll have to boot it up. It's poorly booted just to the 35, where McKinney will get a head on it. Now controlled by Groth before being pressured by Thompson, and Groth will end up having the last touch on it. So Thompson will now get a free kick here for White Bear Lake. So Josh, with strategy now, do you think the Bears should keep the same strategy they have right now? Keep pressing? Do you think Jundy needs to make any changes? What are your thoughts going forward with the score now 3-1?
Well, White Bear is getting goals, but maybe they're up 3 goals right now. Maybe start dropping some players back. Instead of setting up your fullbacks, maybe leave 4 people back. You don't need to be pressing the issue as much anymore. But it looks like Jenny's already talking to his center backs on the bench and his wing back. So maybe we'll see a couple subs come in, maybe lock down that defense for the last 30 minutes.
So, in the meantime now, Hastings will have a throw-in as Hastings will make a sub here as Austin Miller will come in for Aiden Beal. No subs yet for the Bears. They like to keep the same lineup as the ball gets booted down. Excuse me. And Ryan couldn't get a clear before Treichel finally does. Looks to play it up the side. Mosier is going to try to use his speed. And great recovery D there from Rentz. And White Bear Lake will clear it out. I believe it was Treichel that cleared it out. He'll head back to his center back position. And now the Raiders look to control and play some possession and try to work the ball up before now it's being taken away. McKinney takes a couple dribbles, looks for Rogers on a run. Rogers. How is that not? I think that's far out of the box anyway. Thompson now looking to make a move. He'll get it to Karras. Karras looks to take a shot. It's blocked by Reeds.
And White Bear should be getting more chances like that. Hastings should start committing more bodies forward because they need goals. And you get goals by pressing high up the field. So that's going to leave you more vulnerable in the back. So look for Gavin Speed to come in handy here.
Thompson once again will have a throw here on the near side. He'll toss it over to Nicky O'Brien, who will calmly play it to Zhang. Zhang will play it up the middle to Drost, a common combination throughout the season, before Zhang will send it up to Kyrgios. Kyrgios a one-time to Mosier. Mosier looks to play it up. He looks across to Rogers. Can't find the foot of Rogers, but it draws a corner for the Bears. As Josh Cornier will play it out of bounds as to avoid any immediate danger and try to avoid Rogers from potentially getting a hat trick here in this one. Less than a half an hour left in this one. As ball is played in. Mosier looks to get ahead on it, not powerful enough. Ball just up in the air still. Booted once again up. This time towards the sideline, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by the Bears. And so a little bit of confusion on who it was off of, and Bears will officially get the throw in as Thompson will get the throw, plays it up to Kyrgios' chest. He'll bring it down. Wallach, a one-timer. Not enough power there, and an easy save for home. And Zhang will head it back in off of the goal kick, and now the Raiders will boot it up right to the head of Nicky O'Brien, who will play it to Drost, who will play it right back. Wallach now on the ball. He'll play it up to the right-hand side, looking for Rogers. Rogers looking for a tough angle shot and home right there. White Bear fans appreciating Gavin Rogers' attempts here as he continues to put more pressure on as Treichel draws a foul here on Scheck. Nicky O'Brien will play it up to Wallach. Wallach gets muscled off of the ball. And ball will end up in the hands of home before being played up.
Good high press from White Bear.
I'll take that as a success.
Hastings can't score if they're always in their half, so.
So ball officially getting his first touch of the game, batting that ball out of bounds. As Watson will come back into the game for Wallach. Ball played out of bounds. Last touch by Lau. So Rogers this time will attempt to throw, and he looks to play it over to Watson. Watson heads it towards the middle of the Ned Miners area, looking for Mosier, but could not find the feet or any body part of Mosier. Goal kick, though, goes right to Drost, and ball will be played out of bounds from the Raiders, resulting in a Bears throw-in.
Entering the match for White Bear Lake, number 15, Charlie Olson, number 6, Caleb Anderson, and for the Raiders, number 10, Colby Donnelly.
So Rogers and Mosier will get rest. Anderson, Olsen will check back into the game for the Bears. Raiders also making a sub.
There he is. He might be coming in.
And so a free kick now here for the Bears. And O'Brien looks to be the one to take it. Trico will be to his side. And O'Brien will play it short to Drost, who has some space. He'll play it up to Dufresne, who recently has checked in. Thompson then will get the ball and plays it up to Anderson. Anderson along the borderline. Can't make anything happen, can't get a cross in, and it's booted out though, so Bears will still have possession of the ball. So Thompson once again looks to throw it in. Watson looking for nice touch to Dufresne, can't find Dufresne. And Hastings will push White Bear out a little bit farther. White Bear Lake still will have possession. O'Brien heads it down. Can't find a Bear's foot. And instead Hastings now will push up. Nicky O'Brien though will step in and take over, and Dufresne now with possession. He dribbles softly in the midfield before finding Olsen on the far side here. He's making a run up and just booted out to avoid a corner. And so Olsen now with a throw-in opportunity, as this looks like it could potentially be right to the box. Nope, Dufresne and Watson will run up. This one off the head though. Two heads and just up and over the crossbar, lands on the top of the net. A couple heads. Carries had his head on it last, and White Bear Lake a missed opportunity. It's a solid build up after after Olsen's throw in. So the Raiders will play it up. Zhang will get a boot on it and send it forward before Olsen finally will get possession. He'll look to cross it into Anderson. Anderson with the header and scores for the Bears. Home appears to be coming up limp too, but the Bears have now taken a 4-1 lead.
And Hastings is just kind of falling asleep in the back now. They've been getting bombarded with crosses this whole half, and at some point They were going to break.
Bears goal scored by number 6, Caleb Anderson.
And here come some defenders.
Anderson
Looks like
scored
Jenny has
the
decided that it's time to lock down the hatches.
for the Bears.
So at least this is the first time at home Anderson has been called up to play for the varsity squad. Potentially maybe his first goal of the season as well. And White Bear Lake, they don't look content with a 4-1 lead. Their only win was a 4-1 win in their first game versus St. Paul Harding here at South Campus. Zhang now looks to play up the middle, looks for carries. Couldn't find him cleanly, and instead it's out back to Dufresne. Dufresne will find Thompson the wide side. Anderson with another chance. And no penalty.
And that is just shoulder-to-shoulder soccer right there.
Anderson just out-muscled. No.
Yep, someone needs to hit the weight room is what happened there.
No foul given, and so Thompson now with the chance up as White Bear Lake looks to make the attack happen once more. Cross into the box, Olsen can't get a boot on it. And the ball is played back out, and so the Bears have to retreat now as Hastings looks to play it up. Zhang will stop the attack by quickly heading it out of bounds as they will regroup and push back as the Raiders have a throw-in opportunity. Ball being booted back and forth before finally being brought down and into possession of Dufresne, who have played up to Olsen. Olsen looking to make a sweet move and just ran out of room. And now subs coming on for the Bears. Thompson will check out. Geese will come in. Ian Cran will make a varsity debut, at least here at South Campus.
Looks like we just put in some fresh defenders in for the last 19 minutes.
So White Bear Lake looks to get in some younger players as they feel confident as Nicky O'Brien will take a seat, and same with Andrew Zhang and Carice as well. So White Bear Lake, Snowball also into the game. So the Bears with a younger attack, younger squad look. We'll see what these Bears can bring to the table as quickly the Raiders are going to quickly look for a counter, and Bloomquist takes the ball, plays it up to Ball before Dufresne will take over now. And Anderson with a run here. He's got the speed. It's a one-on-one. He's going to take a shot, and this one is very wide.
But that was a good breakaway from White Bear. Won it in the midfield and just found an outlet pass to the corner, and there you go. You got a breakaway.
Anderson starting to emerge as a possible varsity player here as he looked for goal number 2. Anderson's played majority of the season on JV. Gets called up for this game, and he has played a vast majority of the minutes here. He's played ever since he's come on. I think this is his second time on, and he's made the most of it as now White Bear Lake will win a corner. As the pressure still mounts from the Bears.
Snowball at the mouth. Snowball froze it out.
So Tegan Geese, who has not been seen much today, if any, will end up taking the corner. He's had a solid year so far, and he'll boot it into the box. Treichel can't get a head on it, and instead the Raiders look to counter, but they can't get out quick enough, and instead Watson will boot it back in. He'll find Anderson. Anderson looking to control the ball, and he will get brought down Miller wondering what the call was. Anderson clearly shoved here in a free kick now. White Bear Lake in no rush. Up by 3. And Geese will send it into the box. This one with potential. Couldn't find the head. Cran will take a shot. Too low and it's blocked. White Bear Lake.
Hastings needs to break here.
Ball looks to be played up to Donnelly, and he still has the ball. He's looking to make a run inside, makes a couple moves, and he is chipped badly there by Bloomquist.
And that's got to be a card.
That for sure will result in a yellow card. And the inevitable is coming as he is to be walked back. And there it is, a yellow card for number 26, Augustus Bloomquist.
And that was a good break from Hastings. That is what you need to do.
Entering the match for the Raiders, number 19, McCallum O'Brien. Number 3, Nicholas O'Brien.
Speed on counterattacks always brings you chances. It'll either bring you a chance outside the box or a
ball will be played in. It's low. Cran will send it out here, hit a part of his leg. Raiders, though, aren't going to be done with the attack yet. As Rova Hegner on the ball for a while before giving it up, and they look to somewhat chip, I believe, Christensen, and ball goes wide. So Christensen will get a goal kick and will result in White Bear Lake not having the pressure put on him anymore by the Raiders. So Trikel to boot it up, and he will do just that. Looks to find Dufresne. Dufresne way too high, falls down, but ball now on it. Mr. Snowball plays it over to Anderson. Anderson gets the ball. What a goal!
What a goal.
He is having one special day as he will get his second.
And the Anderson family soccer blood lives strong at White Bear Lake.
Well, Jenny now with some decisions here as Anderson having an impressive outing. 2 goals now. He's made some fantastic runs in that one. Spectacular.
Raiders goal scored by number 6, Caleb Anderson. It's Anderson's second goal of the game. Anderson, his second goal of the game, scored at 64-20 for the Bears.
Well, the Bears should about seal this, now up by 4. It would be quite a miracle for the Raiders to pull something off. I mean, they have 15 minutes.
Hey, crazier things have happened in the world of soccer, right?
Yep. Crazy things indeed. And Dross now will play it up to Watson as he'll play it over to Dufresne. Dufresne, nothing but space, no one pressuring him. He'll play it up to Geese, who's making a run. Will he get there? He just doesn't have enough to reach the ball on the near side. White Bear Lake has earned themselves a corner. As this corner looks to be taken by Geese. Geese will send it in just far right of the box. Ball played out. And now Trikel has his foot on it. He'll play it to Dross. Presser coming on. He'll turn. And he's fouled, and a painful foul as Dross has come to find out. He will be up, though. He's fine. Just a little stinger. And it looks like Hastings is going to make a goalkeeper change. As it looks like they will give Harder a chance. Home, a rough outing today. Conceding 5 goals. A dominant performance here for the Bears as they look to improve their record to 2-2. Frey now will let the ball roll. Not the best choice. O'Brien, who has come back onto the pitch, will play back to his netminder. He'll play it out to Cran. Cran can't get a clean touch, and Christensen. Where's that Mason Hunter? And so a goalkeeper change here for Harding as the Bears have made him not have the pleasant day he was hoping for. As he will shake his head, and so Harder will come on to replace his counterpart Home, and White Bear Lake will play it in as Watson, little side touch here, ruled offside, so Hastings will get a free kick. White Bear Lake will fall back. As Bryant also on for the Bears now, as a bunch of new faces, JV guys getting an opportunity here as White Bear Lake at this point will just be playing to play, have some fun while they still can, as they've had a pleasantly exciting afternoon of soccer as Snowball now on the ball, and he will get fouled. Snowball, the Booth favorite. I don't know about the fans, but us Booth, we enjoy watching a guy like Snowball perform. And Snowball with the curl in, and hits the yellow crossbar, and oh my goodness, he had a chance to score on the set piece, and Snowball looking for a goal in this one. Last time they were here, he got a goal versus the Pioneers. And so Harder will get his first touch as he'll play it out wide to his defender, as they will not move the ball much farther as they look to move it up, and now some space and separation before being taken away, and Olsen will play it across. Snowball will take it off. He looks to make a move on the outside. He'll use his left foot to send it to Dufresne. Dufresne can't get a clean touch on the ball, and instead White Bear Lake will be forced to have to try to win the ball back, and they will do so. Cran will get it, and Dross now with the ball. Sends it over to Gies. Gies will take a touch inside. Plays it to Dross. And Dross wins the ball back.
And that is just a hard midfielder working right there. You make a mistake and you go and fix it.
And another offsides call here on the Bears, as the line judge might be getting a little more pickier. So Hastings now with a chance to try and create something. Once again, ball looking for the feet of someone I do not have on the sheet, number 17 for Hastings. Dross looking for a foul, doesn't get one, Ball shot just wide, and the Raiders looking to get another goal in this one, trying to get a consolation goal. Trying to head out of here with their heads high, as they have struggled all game long. Instead, the Bears now will have a goal kick. It'll be taken by Trikel. And Trikel will put it back into play. Off of the head, a snowball. He'll look to Bryant. Bryant looking to make a run. He can't get a clean touch on the ball. He's still on the ball, though. Looks to take a shot, and it hits the yellow crossbar. And some of these JV guys having an outing today, and they are definitely not taking this opportunity for granted. And the Bears just continue to create pressure as the Bears sideline enjoying it. Many of the typical starters for varsity out, as they have had a fantastic outing here. But a couple guys, including the guy on the ball, and Drost will take a shot, and he just gets stopped there by Harder. And Harder, a fantastic save to keep Drost out of the net, and Drost almost made this 6-1. Instead, Geese will take once again another corner here on this near side. He'll look to send it into the far side post more than likely. With the Bears looking at a 3 near side, 2 far side. They're going to scramble together, and O'Brien rushed in, couldn't get a head on it. Trikel will take a chance, and it just goes in between the field goal posts. And out of play, so goal kick for the Raiders.
Goal kick Raiders. Entering the match for the Raiders, number 13, Colin Maher.
So Cornier looks to boot it in. And Colin Maher, or Maher, look to bring his penny with him as ball played in to O'Brien. Drost will bring it down with his knee, send it over to Brian. Brian will flick it back to Geese. Brian looking to give it back to Geese. Will not happen. Blocked out of bounds. Ball played up. Watson will send it to the middle for Dufresne. Dufresne looking to bring the ball down. Gets through. Dufresne scores! Dufresne with some nice footwork will send the ball in, and to the far post will just tuck it in. Harder, no chance. And Ryan Dufresne with his first goal in front of us.
Bears goal scored by number 7, Ryan Dufresne. Dufresne scoring at 74-18 for the Bears. Thank you, sir.
White Bears not done yet.
So if you're just tuning in, the score is correct. White Bear Lake dominating Hastings here 6-1, as almost everybody getting a piece of the action out here on this Saturday afternoon, Day of Remembrance, 20th anniversary of 9/11. We thank all the frontline workers as the ball goes off of the post, but remember the fallen heroes and everybody involved in that tragic event, that tragic day. Both me and my partner were not yet alive at the time. Can't imagine what it was like. Definitely something scary, something I have no words for. I don't know how to describe it. I can't imagine for the people that lived through that. And once again, Day of Remembrance here 20 years ago. So as the ball is played out of bounds, a goal kick once again that Cornier will play for the Raiders as he looks to play it up. Doesn't get too far as Bryant will get a head on it right to Snowball's feet. Dross plays it over. Watson with some fancy footwork. Looks for Bryant. Bryant timing a little off, and so Harder will pick up the ball and he will boot it up just kind of straight in the air towards Watson, who will get a foot on it. Snowball out wide to Olsen. Olsen can't get enough of the ball. Chopped in. Harder will be able to save it, but Snowball, what a play to even create the opportunity. And so White Bear Lake, the Bears. The rate this is going, man, if we had more time, this could be like a 10-1 game. Just one crucial mistake earlier in the game that cost the Bears their lone goal conceded. Instead, they've been pressuring the defense, pressuring the goalkeepers, both of them. Harder, the one you see on your screen in that neon green, a replacement. Backup goalie. Starter was pulled for the Raiders. And so Geese now with the throw in here. He'll throw it in, finds the chest of Dufresne. Dufresne looked to turn around and play it to Snowball. Couldn't get him there cleanly. Covered pretty good. Dross now with a chance to move the ball. Great pressure by Miller, who helps win the Raiders the ball back from the Bears. Less than 2 minutes now to go. And a huge collision here from Geese and a Raiders player, both players down. Number 19, McCullen O'Brien, and both players. Geese coming in for a hard tackle, and McCullen will get a yellow card for his contact with Geese. Geese being looked over by the trainer in a scary moment here. In the final moments of this one. And it does not look good for Tegan Geese, as he is still on the ground and a trainer digging into his bag, and I potentially heard Wallach say that his foot is potentially broken.
And Jenny and the refs are talking right now about the foul.
Well, as they continue to look over Geese as not the prettiest of sights, as A.D. Peliquin over, as well as his mom, faculty member or staff member here at White Bear Lake Schools at the at South here.
And Jenny and the refs are probably talking about if this could potentially be a red card instead of a yellow card.
Yeah, really hard tackle, and obviously not going the way White Bear Lake would have wanted it to. It did draw a yellow card. But they look like they are going to keep his foot straight, keep his leg straight, as it does not look like a good sign for Geese, and hopefully this is not the end of his season, even though it may well be.
Now, any time that a player comes in and challenge with studs up, you have to start thinking about a red card in that scenario. And in a scenario like that, towards the end of the game, I can see Gendy's concern about it not being a straight red. You never want to see a straight red in soccer, but that's a rule for a reason.
Well, while they continue to look over Geese, recap of the game, White Bear Lake has continued to dominate throughout this game. An early mistake. Josh, if you want to describe kind of, I
Yeah,
guess.
our first goal of the game was an interesting one, Zach. A little misplay in the back from White Bear led the goalkeeper to being outside of the box, and no one really dropped back to cover for him, and then there was an easy 35 yard strike from Hastings that led to the first goal of the game.
If you're just tuning in or tuning back in the bottom right of the screen, not being shown right now, Geese taking a hard tackle. His leg is wrapped up. He is put on a cart, and he will be out of here as potential. He has potentially had his leg or foot broken. Nothing you want to see, especially in the dying moments of a game that is very well over, as everything was going right for the Bears until just recently.
It's not very often you see two players carted off in the same game, so that is a shame. Which has been a great game for the Bears all around today. Put 6 goals up.
And there he goes.
But White Bear happily would probably trade those 6 goals for a fully healthy team.
I would not doubt it. One game is just fine. So, a potential starter now gone. He's been playing in the wing-back position. And so we await to get these 152 finished here as both teams talking. As, yeah, just a terrible foul. But on the bright side of things, JV step-ups have had a brilliant day, especially Caleb Anderson.
And there's just something about that last name that always goes good with soccer, though, right? We had Micah, who graduated the last couple of years, and then Kayla Anderson, too, who just always were putting balls into the back of the net for White Bear Lake Soccer, both girls and boys.
Anderson, the last of that bloodline, it's great to see him commit to soccer. And yeah, so potentially he could get the call up going forward for the rest of the year with the performance, and we are about ready to get underway to finish as Trico will take the free kick for the Bears. Looks to send in the box, but the ball is low, and so the Raiders will look to push it up. Ball not even close. Will result in O'Brien passing it up to Dross, but couldn't get a clean touch. It touches his hand and will result in a handball. So a free kick here from Cornier. Hits the back of Dross. Dross in a little bit of frustration. As Olsen now will be on the ball. Brian now with the chance to make a run in. Brian tries to send it in either for a cross or a shot. Either way, didn't get the ball good enough. Bears still put some pressure on, and they will have a corner kick. So Thompson now in for Geese. he will be the new replacement to be taking the corners here as we are under a minute to go in what has been, for the most part, a almost perfect game for the Bears. Ball's played out of bounds here as the Raiders will let the ball clear after the corner, and they will much rather take a throw in than have any danger from the corner. Olsen will look to, he looks to rush tempo. Looks to get maybe one last chance in a one-time. Couldn't get it cleanly. Drosta, he wanted it too. He's frustrated with himself. O'Brien now with the ball. And now Olsen plays it up to Snowball for one final shot. Snowball scores!
And it's always a good day when you can cap off the win with a Snowball goal.
Snowball with only 3.6 seconds on the clock scores a goal for the final opportunity the Bears have, and a dominant performance results in a White Bear Lake Bears victory. Congratulations to the Bears on a fantastic game here on this Saturday afternoon. The Bears will win this one 7-1. Many good moments to recap. Josh, what did you like about the Bears? What do you think they need to work on as they move forward with their season now? 2 wins and 2 losses under their belt. What would you like to see?
Well, White Bear Lake really separated them today was that they finished their chances. Every opportunity that fell to them, it seemed like they took it or got a good chance. But it's all one thing that they kind of need to work on is when they have Gavin as a starter, they always need to use that speed on the right wing. They never really got to him in the first half, but that second half when they started pinging those long balls a little bit more to the corners, it really opened up the game for White Bear, which led to all their chances.
White Bear Lake, plenty of goals, led by Gavin Rogers and newly called up Caleb Anderson, 2 goals apiece, and some other figures, including Snowball at the end. Ryan Dufresne got in on the action as well, as the Bears defeat Hastings 7-1. They look to continue playing dominant Monday night, as we will hopefully have that covered for you as well, both boys and girls in a doubleheader here against Eastridge. So, alongside me, Josh, and I, Zach Chapman, will be signing off here from the Horn as the White Bear Lake Bears boys soccer team dominates in a Saturday afternoon showdown with the Hastings Raiders, beating them 7-1. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.